Bitcoin has unfolded exactly as we anticipated 10 days ago. We're going to do an update on the technical position of today's price action. We are also going to do a follow-up on BNB. Follow me. We're now on day number 25, where we've got a nice major trend reversal with the momentum in our favor on the upside. So if you like today's content, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. If you don't know me by now, my name is Jiggy. I'm the award-winning author of The Extraordinary New Venture Capital Opportunity, How to Invest Like a Pro, featured in the best-selling book, High Probability Trading Strategies, back in 2008, where I only used to focus on currencies, but now exclusive on cryptocurrency. So let's dive straight in. All right, so this is the video on Bitcoin. What we said, this was on the 4th of June. Expect more movement to the downside. That was really, really clear. 4th of June, that's what we said. Now let's just see what we said and why. Because remember, we're always doing probabilities and never certainties, and it's based on technicals. We said we saw this ABC correction. We had an overlap into this area over here. So the high probability outcome is that we're going to get a new lower low into this range. We said around the $23,000 range, and I think we've gone just below that. So we're going to do an update. And again, you'll see these patterns unfold time and time again. Now, it's tough, right? When you're looking at the news and it's like all these news announcements of the reasoning of why is this tanking? You know, is it this, is it that? I purely do technicals. So I'm just looking at the price action and ignoring the news. Literally, the price tells us the psychological mood of the buying and selling behavior. So let's dive into a live chart. And we can see this right now, right? Look at that. Look at that. It's exactly what we predicted. You know, pretty much bang on, right? Bang on. We said lower lows into this range. And now it's just into that range. Just gone below this extreme of what we said over here. This extreme over here, if we can see that clearly. So now what we're going to do is we're going to zoom out, because we've been anticipating this since November. And we've been really keeping a close eye on this with Bitcoin updates. And the last one was 10 days ago. But we look like we might be approaching the end of a major trend with a trend reversal based on the technical position. Probabilities, never certainties, but there's a few major factors. The first thing that we want to see, right, on a macro picture, I'm going to do this relatively fast. A couple of things I want to cover is this high getting exceeded. Let me just change it to black so it's nice and clear. Right, if this high gets exceeded, that will be a major indication that this low is complete, and then we may see a major trend reversal for all-time new highs. Not overnight, we're talking about months, maybe 3, 6, maybe 12 months, thereabouts. So now let's just zoom out with Bitcoin. I just want to do a couple of things before we move into BNB. Let's just look at the potential pattern position of Bitcoin right now. I'm going to do some time analysis in a second as well. Well, there's a few different wave counts that we can do, but it looks like we've had this relatively recent, within 12 months, a nice 5-wave move to the upside. And what looks like to be unfolding now is a pretty clean ABC correction. You know, now that we've got this data unfolding, A, B, C correction. So what we're going to look at is the end of a wave 2. What are the typical price and time zones? Because the weekly momentum is deeply oversold right now. And by the way, I'm going to cover Elliott waves right now. If you're not used to Elliott waves, take my free Elliott wave and Fibonacci masterclass. It's in the description link below. You'll get instant access to how to read the markets in 5s and 3s. If you've been watching my stuff for a while, you'll know and see that the markets unfold, especially crypto, because the psychology is quite raw. It just represents itself and repeats itself over and over again, and we're just looking for very high probability setups: momentum, pattern, price, and time. When 3 out of the 4 or 4 out of the 4 coincide, more often than not, the market moves in that direction. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do some retracements. So let me just get rid of these lines. So we're looking at a very macro picture here. But again, we've been patient for this. It's not nice for the market, I know, because it impacts, you know, especially low caps incredibly. But let's now get prepared for what's likely to occur over the coming months. Again, not overnight. So this is a retracement. The typical wave 2 retracement, 62 to 78.6. We see we're in that zone. Next, what we're going to do, we're going to zoom in and we're going to focus on the intermediate wave count. Go, Jiggy, what are you going on about? What are you going on about, son? I go, okay, this is the intermediate wave count, the ABC. So what we're going to do, we're going to do an alternate price projection, also known as a extension. We're going to measure wave A, project it from B, and wave C is more often than not 100% of that. And we can see we're in that zone. We're in that zone. 62% is a typical minimum, but we want to be aware of the 100%, so we're in that zone. We're going to do one other thing. I'm going to focus on now, I'm going to keep it simple today. Just do one more. I'm going to focus now on the microwave count, even though I've got it labeled as intermediate. What I mean by this is this particular wave count here. Let's just do an end of wave 5 price target. I'm just going to do one. There's a few of these, but I'm just going to give you a feel for what's likely to occur. Typical end of wave 5 targets on the microwave count, so we're looking at 3 degrees of counts, is 38 to 62%. So we can see we're really in that zone now, right? So what I'm also just going to finish on with Bitcoin is time. We can do analysis on time. And again, I'm just going to keep it simple on the intermediate wave count. We're going to measure how long did wave A take to form. Just want to make sure I get the high and the low. And then project that forward from wave B. And we can see that gives us the date of the 9th of June. So it gives us a time zone, and we're like 5 days beyond the 9th of June. So we're in that typical correction time zone. And we're also just going to do something quite simple. I say simple. Simple once you know how, right? Everything's difficult before it's easy. All right, let me just get rid of these lines. Just want to do a quick update, and then I want to quickly do some stuff on BNB. All right, so I'm just going to jump onto some bar charts over here for a second. And what we're going to do is something called a high to low rhythm cycle. It's quite reliable, very reliable. I won't go into the details today, but it's the high to low rhythm cycle. And that gives us a date of the 16th, right? So the next major low is likely to be by or before the 16th. That's most common. So now what we have is this time and price zone. It's quite tight. We've got weekly momentum in the top left-hand corner, which is currently both bullish. Currently, the 13 is oversold, and the 8 look-back period is still bullish, but they're kind of touching at the moment. So we just need one update should I say. And let's just see the daily, the next bullish reversal. So what I'm showing you here, let's just summarize. We won't get too detailed, otherwise I get carried away. Is we look like we potentially might be at a major end of a pivotal point on Bitcoin. What do we need to see? Ideally, we want to see a swing high get exceeded, and that will give us some confidence and see some impulsive waves to the upside. If that's the case, and I'm not just trying to kind of promote some hopium over here, this is the technical position on Bitcoin. Let me just go back to lines. If this ends up being a major low and it holds, wave 2s often act as a launch pad, almost like for a rocket ship, a launch pad. And then if that's the case, a wave 3 will unfold, which is all-time new highs. Again, not overnight, but this is what we've been patient for since pretty much November. Like November, we pegged this top over here, and we've just been patient. And we didn't know how it was going to unfold, but we knew we were going to get likely to get some type of correction. And it was much deeper, and it's been very, very deep. So this is the accurate wave count, the highly probable wave count, and this is likely to unfold. But again, we want some indication to show that the trend reversal has occurred. All right, so if you want to learn how to do Elliott waves and the Fibonacci ratios, take my free masterclass, is in the description link below. I just want to finish up on BNB. We're on day number 25. Day number 25. Again, we've got, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 degrees of counts. We don't need 5 degrees of counts, but we've got a wave 5 over 5 over 5 over C over 2. You only really need 2 degrees of counts, 3 maximum, but we've got 5 just because we're really pinpointing what looks like to be the end of a major correction. What I mean by that is with BNB, we've been watching this for 25 days straight to say that this over here, this A, B, C over here, looks like the end of a major correction. So now what are we looking for? Well, today, I think it was today, let me just double check. On the stochastics RSI, which is the momentum indicator that we use, we got a daily bullish reversal, right? So now we can officially look for long trade setups. Now this will be a trend reversal trade setup, or you can wait for a continuation, as in let the market take off, have some type of pullback, and then look for a continuation entry point. So we're just going to go to a 4-hour chart, bottom left. And quite simply, what would be a good signal that would indicate that the market has made a reversal? Let me just get this over here. Quite simply put, if the price exceeds this high over here, that would be our first indication. And it could also be an entry point with your stop loss below the prior swing low. Or what will be safer is forget about the first move to the upside, wait for the first move to happen, take out a swing high, which is this over here, and then wait for the first reaction, which is a pullback, and then go long on the above here with a stop loss below here. Higher stop loss is a higher probable trade. So there's a trend reversal trade open right now, as in I've actually got an order for this. Or we can also wait, and I'll be doing both, waiting for the pullback, and again, just having proper capital exposure, risking only 2 to 3% per trade. So BNB looks like a reversal. Bitcoin, I know it's been red in the market, blood on the streets. I get it. But from the technical standpoint, momentum looks like it's signaling there's going to be a pivotal low in the coming days and weeks. Pattern, price, and time is also indicating the same thing. So now we just see if we get follow through, and then we'll wait for the signals, because we want to be Elliott wave traders, Elliott wave surfers. We want to see the waves and then surf those waves consistently. And when we see a high probability setup, we want to trade without hesitation or reservation, but at the same time not being reckless and being patient, and then only risking 2%, 3% maximum to find out if you're right. If you're starting out and you're still in your training mode, then maybe risk less, like 1% or 0.5%, to find out if you're right. So you can kind of really get, your job as a consistent professional crypto trader is to identify a high probability setup, momentum, pattern, time, price, and then have an entry strategy to enter and ride those waves. If you're wrong, you lose 2% or 3%, wherever your trade plan is. And if you're right, then we have a strict insurance policy and profit-taking policy in play, which is your business plan and your trade plan. Whew, we covered a lot today, a lot, but our technical analysis is on point. But it's not about being right, it's about being consistent. That's the key and the name of the game. So like, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you like today's content. Take the free Elliott Wave Fibonacci Masterclass. Let's upskill yourself so we can really take advantage of these beautiful waves that are unfolding by shorting the market when it's relevant and longing the market and making money on the way up and on the way down. Let's finish on a quote. Quote of the day is Chapter 5, Leonardo da Vinci. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. I get it. There's around 50 indicators that are based on fundamentals, whether it's, the fear and greed index, the news. There's so much happening right now. And then on technicals, there's another 1,000 indicators and so on and so forth that you can use in different strategies. I like to keep life very, very simple. 4 things: momentum, pattern, price, time. Then entry, exit strategy with precision, exactly knowing what is the minimum criteria, conditions, and indications required before taking the order, and where is the logical stop loss. What the market shouldn't do if you're correct, and if it does what it shouldn't do, then that stops you out, and you don't want to be in the market and just stand aside until the next high probability outcome. 3 out of 10 is what good looks like in terms of being profitable. 3 out of 10 trades. 4 out of trade is very good, and 5 out of 10 is the elite level, right? And that's what we're about. We're about, when we're right, making massive profits. When we're wrong, taking small loss, break even on small profits. And there you go. That's the name of the game of being a pro crypto consistent trader. I'll see you tomorrow for day number 26. Follow me on BNB. We've got a high probability setup. We just got to take it. Just play the cards. How is it going to unfold? We don't know. And it's okay not to know. In fact, it's a requirement that you don't know, because it's probabilities and never certainties. All right. See you soon. See you tomorrow.